test this morning? Okay, so I can grade it? Okay.
I mean, yeah, give me that 100.
Definitely not. Unless you earned a 100. Now, if you earned a 100, I'll give you one.
I feel like I did pretty well.
Yeah?
But not a 100.
I don't think I had any 100s on this test this time. That was a little sad. Normally, there's at least one or two.
No, I have one for and positive 3. Mama, are you kidding me?
Very nice job. Very nice job. Now, let's see how good you are, number 8.
Yeah, see, they have x squared in common.
They have an x squared in common. Very good. And so that'll be x squared plus 6x plus 8. Now what? How? Yeah?
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Plus or minus?
Plus.
Alright, so if I set x squared equal to 0, that's still x equals 0, right? And x equals? Perfect. And look at y'all. Look at ya. Yes, you do. Alright, what about number 9? You do grouping. Very good. 4 terms, right? 4 terms is grouping? Uh-huh. X minus 2. What about the last ones? Positive 4. Very good. Alright, so it'll be x minus 2 and x squared plus 4 equals 0. So this one is x equals 2. X squared equals negative 4. And x equals plus and minus 2i. Yep. You can't, this is not a difference of 2 squares. This is the sum of 2 squares. It's not the same thing. Yeah. Oh, now y'all remember difference of 2 squares? Y'all are going to be very upset when you see your test in a minute. 90% of us forgot difference of 2 squares, and it messed up a problem. All right, y'all okay? All right, what's next? ACT prep, 16 through 20, right? The further we get into these, you're going to notice they're starting to get a little bit harder as we go through, okay?
Yeah, I've already like kind of checked ahead. No, I didn't look at the column.
Okay.
I was just like this.
You don't have the whole booklet yet because it was too much to copy for everybody. Remember that first day we got back and it was like 1,001 papers y'all had to have? So I was like, we ain't doing all that yet. So I'll give you the rest of the packet later. I was being sarcastic. All right, you got your ACT packets ready to go? 16 through 20? Get them. All right, let me pause the video. Let me pull the timer up. Where's my cursor? There it is. Notes out. So we are on page 22. So 1 to 2. Yep, looks like this. So this was supposed to be what we were going to do tomorrow. We were going to review today. Bless you. But all of my afternoon classes probably won't be in class because I'll probably be in the wrestling thing. So we have to do this today, okay? Everybody okay? Again, we did this in Algebra 1. So we should be able to go through these pretty quickly once we get the hang of them. They're very easy. All right, you ready? At the top of your page somewhere, this is what you need to write. Power over root. All right, so do you remember yesterday? Let me just give you a random example. Let's see. Give me a number.
3.
3? Give me a letter.
A.
And let's see, 12. Okay, so how did we take the cube root of a to the 12 yesterday? We took...
You have to see how many 3s are in.
Well, we don't have to do that because 12 divides into 3 evenly, right?
Yeah.
So we took the power and we divided it by the root, right? So we're doing the exact same thing, we're just doing it backwards. They give it to us like a fraction, okay? So don't let it freak you out. What's the root here? 7. What? What's the base? 11. And what is 11's power? 1, but I don't have to write the 1, so my answer would just be the 7th root of 11. Can y'all not see that? Let me move it up so y'all can see it. That's the answer, because all it said to do was write each expression in radical form or write it in exponential form, right? They gave it to us in exponential, and we wrote it in radical. All right, same thing on this one. Let's look at this one. 15 to the 1/3 power. What's my root? 3. And what's my base? And my power? But I don't have to write the 1, right? So I'm just going to write that. Are y'all okay? All right, what about this one? What's my root? But do I have to write the 2? No. And what's my base? 300 to what power? To the 3. Because this is a square root, which already means 2. Just like if I had x, I wouldn't need to write the 1 because it's understood. All right, y'all okay?
Did you come off of the road?
If you write it, you need to write another line like we did here, and then just simplify it. So don't write the 2. Okay. Y'all okay? All right, we're just going to go backwards now. Now they give us radical form, and we have to give them exponential form, right? Okay, what's my base? 47. So the 1/2. Very good. My power of 47 is 1. This is a square root, which means there's an understood 2 right there. So 1/2. Very good. Y'all okay? Pretty easy, right? All right, now they get a little tricky when we start doing this right here, okay? Everything underneath that radical is to what root? The 3rd. Okay? So all of that is underneath the radical, correct? So all of it has to be in parentheses. All right, now here's the tricky part. You ready? My root is 3, which that part's easy. But what's my power? If I were to put all of this in parentheses, what's that power right here for all of it? 1 is right there. If you were to put all of it in parentheses, I know the A has a 5, I know the B has a 2, right? But if I were to put all of it in parentheses, it has a 1. Y'all okay with that? Okay. What about number 6? All of that is under the radical. So if it's all under the radical, it all has to go in parentheses. And what's my exponential form? 1/4. Very good. Very good. Okay, now this is where it turns different. You ready? What's the direction say now? It doesn't say to write. It says evaluate, right? Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
It wasn't all under the radical. Would you just put it outside of parentheses?
Yes. So like, for example, if we had, let's do one real quick. This is probably a really good example, so let's do this. Let's do 3x, give me a root. 5th root of 6, well, let's do y to the 2nd or something, because we already have a number here. Okay, so what's the only thing underneath the radical? The y squared. So what's the only thing that gets parentheses? The y squared, okay? So it'll be 3x, then parentheses y squared to what power? 1/5. There you go. Very good. Are y'all okay? Yes, ma'am. Same thing here. You just do plus whatever out to the side. You just bring it down. Just like you dropped this down, you do was just drop that down. You're not going to see one like that, though. All right, here we go. Now's where you need your calculator. Bless you. Y'all have calculators? All right. Let's evaluate. Now, what is my root?
3.
The 3rd root. What is my base? -27 to the 2nd power. Because it is -27 instead of +27, you must use parentheses. Y'all have got to get in the habit of using those parentheses, okay? All right, here we go. So how do we type this in? 3, math, 5, yep. Parentheses. Negative 27, close parentheses, squared. Enter. What'd you get? 9. Is it plus or minus or no? No, because it's an odd root. All right, all right. What about number 8? Yeah. Are you still typing it in? Did you use parentheses?
Wait.
Got it? All right, what about number 8? What's my root? 3. What's my base? And my power. But I don't have to write the 1. What'd you get? Plus or minus 6 or just regular 6? Regular 6 because it's an odd root. Odd. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216, but negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6 is negative 216. Three. What? All right, let's do the last one. You ready? Number 9? All right. Square root. I don't have to write the 2. Let's see, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So do I have to do the second math and all that good stuff? No, there's just a regular square root. You can if you want to. What'd y'all get? 0.02. Very good. Oh, that is plus and minus. It is. Yep. I know. Yes, dear. Anytime you have an even root, it's plus and minus. Because negative 2 times negative 0.02 and times negative 0.02 will still give you a positive. And positive 0.02 times positive 0.02 will still give you a positive. But if you do a negative right here, 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6 is negative 216, not positive. So they don't give you the same answer. All right? Okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to get in your groups real quick. I'm going to hand out your test. And if you don't have any questions on your test whatsoever, then we are going to work on those problems down there. They are for homework. They will be turned in. If you do have questions on your test, let me know, and we'll put them up here on the screen, and we'll go over them together, okay? All right, let's see. If you haven't taken your test yet, let's see. Josh, Mackenzie, Sydney, Mike, I just hadn't graded yours yet. Matthew, I hadn't graded yours. Leonella, Jonathan, Michaela, Dee, you took yours today. So if you haven't taken your test yet, please step outside for me real quick. Please step outside for me real quick. If you've taken it but just haven't finished, I just haven't graded it, it's different. If you've taken it and haven't finished it, then you need to step outside. Matthew, did you finish yours? Okay. Mike, have you finished yours yet? You did finish it? Okay. All right. All right. Anthony, Madison, Grace, Carnisha, Oscar. Madison. Grace. Carnisha. Brinkley. Gracie. Alyssa. Emily, Chloe, Sarah Avery, Brinkley. Yeah, if you don't want to go over anything. Okay. Everybody's not here. What about
Number 16 for the homework.
Yeah.
It says it's in right, so it's 3 square root of 5xy.
No, it's the third root.
Yeah, the third root 5xy squared.
Does it have parentheses?
No, so would it be 5xy squared 1/3?
Parentheses around it?
Yeah.
Yes, as long as you put parentheses around the whole thing. Will, Seth, Diego's not here. Sarah, Diana. Will. Is that yours? Positive? Okay, never mind. All right, what about 1 or 2? Does anybody need me to go over 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 3? You may need to go over 3? Alright, let's look at 4. Here we go. 4, 4, 4. 4 had x squared minus 4 over, what was it, x minus 2? Okay. X squared minus 4 is what, guys? The difference of 2 squares. So you should have written x plus 2, x minus 2 over x minus 2, because now what happens? They cancel out. You have one just like that on your study guide, okay? So now you no longer have a denominator. If you don't have a denominator, there is no restriction. This is just your answer, x plus 2. There is no restriction.
Well,
Yes, don't make any.
yeah. I'll stay right here.
I don't care. What about 5 or 6? Anybody need 5 or 6? 7, 8, or 9? 7, 8, or 9? Anybody? 10, 11, or 12? 10, 11, or 12? Okay. 13 or 14? 13? Okay. Okay, so to determine if they're inverses, you have to do the F composition of G, which would be, you're not finding inverses of it, you're finding the composition. Distribute, and that would be 1x plus 8 minus 8, which is just x. And you have to do the other way. X minus 8 plus 2, distribute, would be 1x minus 2 plus 2, those cancel, and that would just be x. Since they both give you x, then they are inverses. Alright, what about 15? Remember that stuff we highlighted on your notes? And I told you, hint, hint, you're going to see it again. It'll be on your test, hint, hint. And we highlighted it, and I said it like 7 times, I think. A square root function is a type of what kind of function? Radical function. It's a radical function, okay? Describe the domain and range of a parent graph. Guys, what's the domain of a parent graph of the square root function? It does have a positive infinity in it, but what's the domain?
What?
What's the domain of the parent graph of the square root function?
Infinity. It's got an infinity in it.
Domain has 2 directions.
Yeah.
It's not just infinity.
Left and right.
Yeah, does it go to the left?
Negative.
No. Get out your notes. I give this page like 7-ish, maybe 11 around there. The last stuff we did. It should have a whole bunch of highlighted stuff on there. Get out your notes. And the last section will be 0 to infinity. Normal domain, the way it normally looks. It's not just infinity. What about the range? 0 to infinity. Here you go, good? Okay. All right, what about number 17? Describe the end behavior of a square root function. Y'all did very well on that part. But the domain and range killed y'all for some reason. What's the end behavior? As x goes to 0, x goes to 0 as f of x goes to? Yep. All right, what about as x goes to positive infinity, where does your y go? Positive infinity. There you go. That was part of that stuff that was highlighted on your notes. That was number 17.
No, what did you say? What was the 15?
Radical function. That's all those 2 definitions at the top. What page is 11? Okay. All right, what about 18 and 19, all you had to do was state the domain and range. That's it. Do I need to go over 18 or 19? 20, 21, and 22. A lot of you just didn't read the directions. You graphed it beautifully, but you didn't find the domain and range book. So do I need to go over 20, 21, or 22? Anybody? Okay. What about 23? Anybody need 23? 24? 24? 24? Okay. Is that the one with the two X's in it? X to the C. Guys, what's X to the 5th times X to the 7th?
X to the whatever. Yeah, man.
What's the cube root of X to the 12? I made that problem extremely too difficult.
Yeah.
Extremely too difficult. What about 25? Anybody need 25?
Oh, man.
The only thing y'all did wrong on 25 is you just didn't put your absolute values around the X, because you went from an even root of 4 to an odd root of 1 on the X. That's the only thing most people did wrong on that one. Same thing on 26. Trying to go over 26?
You got a 27?
You went wrong. Anybody need 26? Same thing. You went from an even root of 2 to an odd root of 3 on the end, so the end should have had absolute values. All right, 27 you said? Okay.
6 square root or
6 root?
yeah. Parentheses n plus 4 close parentheses to the 24.
Okay, well what's 24 divided by 6?
4.
4.
See, I kept it in the math. And I distributed it.
Was it 27, 28? Is anybody need 28? The only thing y'all did wrong on that one was the A and the C both went from an even root to an odd power, so the A and the C should have had absolute values. So that was really the only thing y'all did wrong on those. Y'all okay? Okay, let's look at that.
Yep. I didn't take it back.
Go on, step outside real quick. Step outside. So you finish tomorrow morning. Okay. You could have graphed those functions. Anytime you can graph, if they give you a function, if they give you x squared, if they give you x, if they give you square root of x plus 7, anytime they give you something you can graph, you better graph it, okay? Otherwise, you won't get full credit if you're a 10th grader on that ACT, okay? So several of you have little question marks right here because, y'all, your statements were awesome. Y'all were very explanatory. You broke down many, many different things that were awesome. Y'all did great on your explanations. Make sure that you put, I know this was small, I know this was different, but make sure you remember to put your work right here in that blank spot. And make sure that if they give you something that you can graph, you have to make sure you graph it, okay? You gotta show everything. So what did they give you to graph? X to the 4th plus 16, x to the 3rd plus 2x plus 58. And then x to the 4th plus 18x squared plus 72, right? Okay? Alright, that was worth 16 points on the back. The whole back was worth 16 points. So I need to go over how you should have gotten Tobias, whatever, how you say his name. He should have been correct. So I need to go over how to show that he is correct. Okay, if you don't have any questions, please bring it to me, because some people still haven't finished the back of their test. So if you don't have any questions, just bring it to me. And somebody let the people in from outside, and y'all can work on your homework. We gotta figure out who doesn't have checkpoints yet. 10 through 21. Yeah.
No idea there's a back.
Yeah. I'll put it on there next to a little bit more time. Alright, what about, we need to go over your homework number from yesterday, right? Did you go over that yet?
Oh, yeah.
We gotta go over that, number 2, and the other one? If you wanna get those real quick.
Yes, ma'am. For this one? Hold on.
Please. Alright, grab your homework from yesterday. Grab your homework from yesterday. You gotta go over those problems. Alright, let's see. Well, we turned it in yesterday. Number one. Anybody need number one? Yeah? Okay. Hold on, let me zoom it in a little bit. Okay, so what do I need to multiply by? Square root of b to the 5. Can't do anything on the top, so I'm just going to smush them together. And on the bottom, I get square root of b to the 10, right? Alright, I can break these up on the top, and I can take the square root of b to the 10. What is the square root of b to the 10? B to the what? Come on, guys. To the 5. Very good. All right, what about these two? How can I break up a to the 9?
Is it a to the 3rd and then square root of 3?
No, what's the number that divides into 2 underneath 9? 8. And then a. 8 and 1 makes 9. All right, what about the number that divides into 2 under 5? 4 and 1. There you go. So now, what's the square root of a to the 8th? A to the 4th. And the square root of b to the 4? B to the 2nd. Which leaves me with AB. And that's how most of you left it yesterday, okay? But we can actually simplify these b's. When you divide the bases, what do you do to the exponents? You subtract them, so that'll be a to the 4, square root of a to AB, over b to the 3rd. Very good. Y'all okay? All right, you want to do number 3 first, and then we'll do number 2? Just go ahead and do it? Okay. All right. So, to get rid of any root, you have to have the same exponent, right? So, like if I square root x squared, these cancel, right? Because this is a square root and a square, and they cancel. Y'all okay? So, to get rid of a 5th root, what power would you need to have? A 5, right? Okay. How many 4s do I have already? How many? 1. How many more 4s do I need to make a 5th root? 4. So I need to do 4 to the 4th power. How many 4s do I need to get rid of this 5th root?
Are you trying to get rid of it?
Yes. I'm not done yet. How many 4s do I need to get rid of a 5th root?
5.
5. You need 5 to get rid of a 5th root. You need 2 to get rid of a square root. You need 3 to get rid of a cube root, okay? So how many 4s do I have? 1. And 1 plus 4 is going to give me 5. I need 5 altogether. Just like here, I still had to have 9 A's, right? I still had to have 5 B's. All right, how many Y's do I have? 1. How many do I need to make 5? 4. I need 4 more to make 5. All right, use your handy dandy calculator. You ready? Here we go. 4 to the 4th is 256, right? But then what are we doing to that? We are multiplying it by 3. There's a 3 right here, guys, that you're multiplying by. Don't make this hard. It's not hard. All right, so we have the 5th root of 768. See, I used the 3 and I used the 4. What do I have left? Y to the 4th. All right, here we go. What do I have right here? I have 4 to the 4th. And it's being multiplied by what? 4. And that is, yeah. And if my calculations are correct, that should be a perfect fifth in just a minute, okay? How many y's do I have here? 1. How many do I have here? How many does that give me total? 5.
Wait.
When you multiply the bases, you add the exponents. And see how those 5s are going to cancel out on that y in just a minute? Alright, so here we go. 5 math 5. 1024. And what should my answer be that it gives me? Just 4. Okay, so there's just a 4 left on the bottom. What about my y? They cancel out, so it's y to what power? To the 1. Very good. Did I do what I needed to? Did I get the radical out of the bottom? Yes. All right, now let's look at the top. Let's see if 768 is a perfect fifth. No, it is not. Well, let's see if there's a perfect fifth that goes into it. So we'll start with a small one. Let's do 2 to the 5th. 32. We'll see if that divides. And it does. So let's see, which one was the perfect fifth? The 32? So 32 times 24, y to the 4th. And what's the 5th root of 32? 2. So it'll be 2, 5th root of 24, y to the 4 over 4y. And what happens? You can divide those two by how much? 2. So this will just be 1, and this will be 2. So it'll be the 5th root, 24y to the 4 over 2y. We're going to do these on checkpoints tomorrow. Don't worry. There's 2 of them on your checkpoints tomorrow. Let's do number 3. Here we go. Come on, come on. Here we go. What do I need to multiply by? What's wrong? What am I trying to fix? Square root of 8 over square root of 8. What's that give me on the top? Square root of 40x. And on the bottom, square root of 64. Now what can I do? What's the square root of 64? Plus and minus 8 because it's even. And then somebody said break down the 40. That's where y'all went wrong on your homework. Most of you just put square root of 40x over 8 and you didn't break down the 40. What perfect square will go into 40? 4 times 10. There you go. Alright, bring out the 4 as 2. I already have the plus and minus. And what do you notice? The 2 and the 8 will reduce. This will give me 1 on the top. This will give me 4 on the bottom. So it's just square root of 10x over 4.
Hey, would it be plus or minus on number 1?
Yep. Very good, Matthew. Very good. Are y'all okay? We're going to do checkpoints tomorrow. Okay, let's talk about checkpoints. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Checkpoints. You had 1 full piece of paper. Did anybody not get the 1 full piece of paper? Set. Anybody else not get the 1 full piece of paper? See now. 1 full piece of paper. Anybody need it? Hope you're checking. Alright, then you got 2 half pieces of paper. I think this is what most of you didn't get. Look, find the one that says dividing radicals. It has the conjugates on the bottom that we did yesterday. You may not get that one. You may not get the dividing radicals. Okay. Alright, the other half piece of paper said simplify expressions with the quotient property. Looks just like that number 2 that we just did. Did anybody not get that one? Alright, is there anyone in here that doesn't have 3 checkpoints? Technically 4, but we're just going to call it 3. Anybody in here not have 3 checkpoints? Alright. What's your homework tonight? 2 things. What's your homework? Check your answers for ACT. And the bottom of page 22. Very nice, very nice. Alright. You got about 2 minutes left. Everything okay over there, Josh? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and put it in the tray. Okay. No, what do you do with a negative exponent? Where do you move it? To the bottom, remember?